Hey Bowen's, and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever considered giving up alcohol for an entire month? Well, I decided to try it this January and it was eye-opening. I'm gonna share the origins of dry January, tell you some of the health benefits, and also tell y'all a little bit about my experience with dry January. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow over here. And so the more likes, the more follows, the better. And you'll have to forgive me, I am stuck. I just got back from a trip where I froze my toes off and I'm still recovering. But I'm committed to posting on schedule for the rest of the year. And so we're gonna get through. All right, so Dry January started in 2013 by a charity organization in the UK called Alcohol Change UK. It was a public campaign to inspire people to take a break from alcohol during the month of January. And then it became popular like all over the world. And especially as like a New Year's resolution, start your year off right kind of goal. When they first had this in 2013, it was about 130,000 people signed up to participate. And now it's over 1 million people doing this every year. So good job, y'all. Okay, so we all know that alcohol is fun, but there are some health risks that you're taking when you're consuming alcohol. And so when you're not consuming alcohol, you can expect to see some positive benefits. And some of those positive benefits are improved sleep and energy levels, weight loss, better digestion, mental clarity improvement, and it can potentially lower your blood pressure. And I have to tell you, I was a little bit skeptical at first, but after like the first week, I definitely started sleeping better for sure. So for me personally, maybe the first like week, I did struggle a little bit with some cravings for alcohol. So it was a little bit tough, you know, initially. I did want to go buy some alcohol or cheat or whatever. And it was hard sometimes going out to my usual things I do with friends and not ordering a cocktail. You know, like when you go to brunch with your friends and you order your mimosa, I feel like brunch and mimosas, they just go together real bad. So that was kind of difficult, as well as when I get my tacos out, I need my margarita, or I felt like I needed my margarita, but I made it through. Around week 2 or 3, I started adjusting and not really craving alcohol quite so much. I just would drink my usual water, maybe some juice or something like that, and I was okay. Especially like if I'm not out at brunch or somewhere socializing, because I mostly drink when I'm out being social, you know? So a little bit less social activity, then it's a little bit easier for me, you know? So maybe change the activities up a little bit really helped to calm those cravings for alcohol. And then by week 3, 4 was a little bit difficult as well because I was out of town and I wanted to partake. So it got a little bit challenging in there for me because of that. But if I had not been on a trip, I probably would have been okay. But I did get a little tempted on that trip, but we still continued to push through. And at the beginning of the month, I knew that this would be a little bit of a challenge for me. So I did schedule a class, or it wasn't really a class, but like a tasting. They have a non-alcohol bar by my house where they sell zero proof alcohol, or I don't think you can call it alcohol. So it's zero proof, like they basically fake alcohol. So I went to that and I did a whiskey tasting, and as well as she made me a cocktail, and I got to purchase some products from there. I'll show y'all. I'm trying these out. I don't know if you guys ever tried these before. This is Recess, and Recess has magnesium, adaptogens, and I don't know, supposed to be keep you or help you feel calm and collected and stuff. So we're gonna try these out tonight. I'll let you know how I feel about these. But yeah, so I think the longer you do it, it's easier to do, of course. All right, so let's just jump into some bold takes or some takeaways from this thing. I think what you learn in dry January is a few things. And one of them is I think it helps you with your self-awareness. You get to kind of really think about your relationship to alcohol. When I thought about cravings or feeling like I needed alcohol, it really was like a heads up for me. Like, I don't want to feel like I need this thing. You know, alcohol is not something that we need. It's something that we like to do and it's fun, but to feel like you need it, I don't want to feel like I need alcohol. So that really made me think about that. As well as I have to say, and one of the things that sparked me to do this overall was I do have alcohol abuse is something that runs in my family. So it's something I'm always kind of mindful of when I think about my alcohol intake. I don't want that to be something that later on could be detrimental to me, you know? So I definitely want to keep an eye on my alcohol intake and just make sure that I have a healthy relationship with it. I think another key takeaway is probably about discipline. You know, it's a good test for yourself to see how disciplined you actually are. You know, when we talk about going to the gym and sticking to our weight loss goals, but you know, how about taking something that we like to do out of our lives and still excelling, still being okay? And I know that some of you guys are not really churchy people, and I'm not necessarily a churchy person either, but I did pop into a church at the beginning of the year, and it was kind of like almost having like a Lent moment where you give up a thing or whatever. So that pastor was talking about he's giving up whatever for the month, and it kind of made me think, oh, okay, well, alcohol is my thing that I'm giving up for a month. So anyway, it just makes me think about how discipline and small changes can impact your life. I also think that drinking less alcohol or none at all kind of fits more in line with the healthy lifestyle that I'm trying to live. You know, I talk a lot about how I work out all the time and I try to eat healthy and I try to do all these different things. Well, alcohol is not the healthiest for us. So kind of reducing the amount of alcohol we take is probably, you know, just fits more in line with the person I'm trying to be. And a couple of tips for anybody that is thinking about doing a dry January or maybe even a dry month. Set your intention. You gotta have a why. I think when we do anything, there's gotta be a reason why. If you don't have a purpose for it, you're not gonna do it. You know, like I talked about earlier, replacing something. I said, oh, when I go to brunch, I feel like I need a mimosa, right? So during my dry months, maybe we're not going to brunch. So you can have a little less temptation. Maybe having some kind of an accountability, something set up. Maybe I've told you guys and I've told my friends and family, hey, I'm doing dry January. So they hold me accountable. Tila, hey, how's that dry January coming? You know, or maybe you just write it in a journal, or maybe you post it on social media. Maybe your social media friends or folks will say, how's it going? So have some kind of method to have some checks and balances when you're doing it. And then I would say, and this is the most important probably, be kind to yourself. It's okay if you had a drink in dry January, just one single drink, it's okay. You can still, if you want to still say that you made it through dry January. To give up something that you do consistently for any length of time is a win. Celebrate yourself. That's a win. And I also think it's really important for us to remember, like, it's about progress, not perfection. Nobody's perfect. We're not perfect. There are no perfect things. Now that I've completed dry January, I've learned that I can thrive without having alcohol in my life. And it's kind of shifted my perspective moving forward as I continue to decrease the amount of alcohol that I have. I just feel more that I can do it, you know? It has really allowed me to believe that I can just really do it. And I encourage you guys to try a dry month, week, few days. You know, encourage yourself to just give it a shot. And if you try dry January, if you're thinking about trying it, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, how difficult it may or may not be for you. And if you need an accountability partner, I got you. Hit me up. I will help you stay focused. And don't forget to hit that like or subscribe button for more content like this. I don't really know exactly the subject of next month, but if I got some ideas of something y'all want me to talk about, feel free to hit me up, drop that in the comments. And as always, be bold, y'all. If you've done dry January or you're thinking about doing dry January, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are, if you will do it, if you might not do it, let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. And stay bold, y'all. Recess need to sponsor me or something.